Howdy folks, are you in the market to buy a Foxbody Mustang but still have not pulled the trigger? If this sounds familiar, then you're going to want to pay attention to this video because I'm going to be breaking down the top 3 reasons why you need to buy a Foxbody Mustang now. Okay, so we're going to do this in reverse order. So 3, 2, 1, and the reason I've organized it in this fashion is because each one of these funnels into the next, with the last being the very most important reason. Now, if you're a current Foxbody owner watching this, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about when we get to the last reason. If you are not a current Foxbody owner, be forewarned, this may be a very expensive video for you. You're going to be on the classifieds all night finding yourself a Fox. Without further ado, let's start off with number 3, nostalgia. That green coupe over my shoulder I've had for over 25 years. Now I'm 41 years old. And the math on that means I've had that car for over half of my life, which absolutely blows my mind. However, these cars were my high school hot rod. The parking lots were full of these, IROCs, Z24 Cavaliers, Preludes, Civics, maybe the odd Eagle Talon scattered in there too. But these were the king. Okay, the king of the parking lot, in my opinion. And I think everybody pretty much at that point in time fell into one of 2 categories. You either had a Fox or you wanted one real bad. I think everybody, even the guys that wouldn't admit it, wanted them really bad. All of my Foxbody friends talk about this. Now, it's when you get bit by the Foxbody bug, and it typically has something to do with a nostalgic moment that haunts you until you buy your first Foxbody, and that's the only way you can scratch that itch. For me, I was 14. I had a buddy that was a couple years older, and he was fortunate enough at 16 years old to buy his very first Foxbody, like a 2-owner, white on gray, 2-tone GT, red interior, turbines, 88, beautiful car. He comes by to pick me up, and I can remember the sound of that car like it's happening right now. I can picture it in my mind. The sound of that car pulling into the driveway. I walk out. I can still remember the feel and the click of that passenger side door handle. I can remember how it felt to slide across the seat. I can remember the silhouette of the dash, watching him hot rod around town, and that tack bounce off the rev limiter and like in through the orange and the red, and just every bit of that moment is welded into my brain as clear as if it happened yesterday, right now at 41 years old. That was the moment I was bit. Like it just, the only way that I could satisfy that itch was to get myself a Foxbody 2.5 years later after riding in that car. And I spent that whole 2.5 years buying every magazine under the sun, sitting down on my bed at night with a pen and a piece of paper, writing out what I was going to do to that car the moment I got it. Coming in at reason number 2 is these cars are very, very simple to work on. Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking, okay? There's going to be one group of you that say, look, I don't know anything about turning a wrench in the right direction and I want nothing to do with that, okay? And it scares the hell out of me. There's another group of you that are like, yeah, I know, I just don't want to get in over my head. However, I think the commonality that we all share is that we're of the age where we've got little ones coming up through the ages and we maybe want to spend a little time with them in the garage. Mom and dad time, or mom and daughter son time, dad daughter son time, whatever. And then you can go out and enjoy the car together. I mean, you can really make some beautiful memories, which ultimately leads back to my last point of nostalgia, right? And the memories. I always tell my friends there's a 90-10 rule when it comes to mechanics and working on cars, trucks, projects, whatever. And 90% of it is having the cojones just to bail in there and stubbornly get yourself through whatever it is you're trying to fix. Make sure you keep that stubbornly in there too. You gotta see this through. 10% of it is know-how and knowledge, and that can all be learned. I personally have done hundreds of how-to videos on all kinds of common problems with these cars. Chris the Infamous Project, same thing. There's a whole pile of us on here. All you got to do is search in YouTube and you'll find all of us, where you can find how to fix these cars up and you can enjoy making those memories with your little ones so you can go out and enjoy these cars. And let me tell you, there's nothing more satisfying than fixing your own project, especially if it's not your daily driver. Because if it's not your daily driver, you don't have to stress about it being midnight on Sunday and you're going, oh my God, I got to get to work tomorrow in this thing. How the heck am I going to do this? If this is like just your fun car, then pick up a project, make some memories, have some fun with it. Take it to the car show. Again, there's nothing more satisfying than saying to someone at the car show, yeah, like this is a thing I had to figure out and I went about it this way. They're really easy to work on. So don't let buying a project that needs a little bit of work scare you. We can help you. Search us out on YouTube, find some how-tos. Don't let that hold you back from getting one of these cars because they're really, really easy to work on. And last, but certainly not least, congratulations for sticking around to the end. Coming in at number 1 is the Foxbody community. When you get a Foxbody car, you join a community that is like no other. Now bear with me, I'm going to tell you a little bit of my own personal story as to how I realized how special this community is. I mentioned earlier, I've had my car for 25 years now. I grew up in a very small town of maybe 2,500 people, give or take. There wasn't that many Foxbodies, but of the ones that were in town, I knew some of the individuals that drove them, but not all. It was through that car and cruising around on Friday nights and just by happenstance pulling in beside another Foxbody Mustang that I made some of the best friends that I still have to this day. But I did not appreciate this community for what it is until later on in life. So I leave home and I go away to school. Now I'm in a little bit of a bigger center, about 80,000 people, and I don't know anyone, don't know a soul there. I decide I'm gonna go out for a little drive, find out where the grocery store is and everything else, and I notice a Ford dealership. So I thought, oh, what the heck, I'll pull in and see what's going on in the lot. Well, to my surprise, the back end of the lot has like a dozen Foxbody Mustangs parked angle all the way along this fence. And then this fella drives by in a Ford Aerostar van with Ford coveralls on, so I figure he must work there. And he rolls the window down, he says, hey buddy, nice car. I said, thanks, what's the deal with all these? He goes, well, that's my black GT right there, and that's Johnny's, and so on and so forth. This is my best buddy Pete. Like, still to this day, we talk. And it was, again, through that car that I met Pete, one of my best buddies to this day. Fast forward to today, and wouldn't you know it, I'm still meeting amazing 10 out of 10 human beings, all because of these cars. The only difference now is the community is worldwide, and through the powers of the internet and social media and all these other things, I have the opportunity to meet even more amazing people. A really good example of this is Chris, the Infamous Project. He and I get the bright idea to drive 4,000 miles across the country, 2 countries actually, and go to Foxtoberfest. Now, he and I had never shaken hands before, and we're gonna spend the night in hotels and Airbnbs and all this stuff together, shoulder to shoulder in an old Fox, like.
Yoo-hoo! Smile for the camera! It's morning! Holy f***, scared me, dude. I'm like, what the f*** noise? Got some driving to do. Jesus Christ.
Mind-boggling, right? But now, lo and behold, Chris, one of my best buds, you know? And then if that's not crazy enough, 10 of us, all Foxbody owners in the community, we get the bright idea that we're gonna rent an Airbnb in Charlotte, North Carolina. Some of these people were crazy enough to bring their wives and their kids. I mean, we're strangers, right? Who does this? This is crazy. But obviously nothing bad happened. The only thing that happened was good. We're all now best friends, right? Like, and then you get to the show, and the show is mind-boggling in so many different ways. There's all the obvious things, right? World-class cars, bar none, okay? Great weather, cold beverages, on and on and on. But the thing that I want to try to get through to you is, it's not the cars, okay? The cars, the weather, the bevies, all that stuff, that's just the catalyst. These cars are the catalyst that allow all of these good people to congregate together and create something that is so special. It honestly makes me emotional. Like, this community, if you can become part of it, or you want to become part of it, like I say, your only buy-in is get one of these cars. That sounds a little simple. Obviously, you can just come and hang out too, but it's through the ownership of these cars, in my experience, that I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of these people. I don't know if I would have had the same opportunity otherwise. So that's probably a better way of saying it. These cars were my ticket to that community. And I hope, if you're interested in these cars, they can be your ticket into this community too. Okay, folks, so just to wind things up, right? There's your top 3 reasons. Nostalgia, easy to work on, Foxbody community. This video, as I'm sure you can tell, is more about the community than anything else. I think that's the #1 reason why anyone would want to be part of it. But I hope that all makes sense. And I hope it helps you on your endeavors. If you already own a Fox, I hope it just helps explain what I think it is we're all feeling. If you don't have a Fox, I hope that gives you a taste into just how special belonging to this community really, truly is. So don't waste any more time. Get out there and get yourself a Fox. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. And until next time, take care.